Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Time Top Podcast. Me, John. With me today, I got a very special guest for you guys. You guys might recognize him. He was on my last podcast with Jakar. Back again. Seven, bro. What's up?
Man, what's up? How's everybody doing, man? I'm Seven.
I'm chilling, bro. How you doing?
I'm living, bro.
What were you guys talking about, though? That 3 hammers?
3 guys, 1 hammer, bro.
What is that? I don't
Yo,
know.
man, that's... I remember seeing that in like 7th grade, bro. I was like in 7th grade when I saw that. It was those guys in the woods, huh? They took some guy to the woods. It was like 2 drunk guys, nah? Oh, it was
They were
kids?
kids?
Was it?
17, 18, I think.
Yeah, man. They took like some dude to the woods and they just beat the fuck out
With
of
a
him.
hammer?
With a hammer, bro. They just killed him. Like,
And that fool had like Down syndrome or some shit.
Yeah.
It was like real messed up. Like I couldn't finish watching.
And they
Yeah,
saw,
bro.
like, you saw like the hammer like open his head up or shit? Like,
yeah, bro. Like, you see.
cause I can imagine like a hammer like going through like a denting at least the head, bro. Like,
Yeah,
at
bro, that
least, at
shit-
the very
yeah.
least.
That shit was scary. Yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, man. That shit was crazy, bro. I saw that video and I was like, yeah, man. The internet ain't for me.
Yeah, bro. No, definitely Facebook. Did you see that on Facebook or Twitter?
No, actually, it was I remember because it's like the 2 girls 1 cup one, bro. Like,
Yeah, that was great.
there was a
okay,
link.
Okay, do you remember like watching that shit for the first time?
Yeah, right, dude.
What was your like reaction to
I was,
it?
bro. Like I said, bro, I was scared as fuck. Yeah, bro. I was like, ew. That
Dude,
shit
I
was
wanted to throw up when I seen that.
That shit was
shit.
gross. I didn't even finish watching the whole. I think I went through like the first like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I was like, yeah, this ain't for me, bro. Like, that shit was disgusting, bro.
You watched it naked. I watched this.
Oh,
Wanted to throw. I
fuck.
think I literally threw up, bro. I think like
For real?
because it was on my cousin's house, and like I used to go to my cousin's house because like that fool don't give a fuck, bro. Like he'd do on any website.
He was a bad boy.
Yeah,
huh?
he was like, hey, bro, like
Oh,
there's
man.
this new video. You want to check it out? And he was like, it's tight. And I was
You're
like,
like, yeah,
all
yeah,
right,
yeah.
fuck it, yeah. I was like, porn, fuck yeah, count me in. And so then he's like, I'm making something to eat. You just watch this real quick.
Fuck,
Bro, I
he
legit
knew.
wanted
He,
to throw
he
up.
said,
Nah, that
you
fool
up, bro.
set me up, bro.
He knew what he was doing.
He just set me up. But no, it was gross, dude. I couldn't watch that shit. This shit was nasty.
Yeah, bro.
But anyway, back to the reason why we're here. I just want to see
Disgusting,
that
bro.
shit. So congratulations on the album.
Thank you, bro.
It's
Thank
SAD?
you. SAD, bro. Yeah.
Is
man.
it sad or is it acronym for something else?
It's an acronym. So it goes by seasonal affective disorder. That's what I came up with, and it's actually it's not a
disorder?
disease, but it's like an illness. Like, so
What is
basically,
it?
what it means is like every season, your moods change. So like for example, in like winter you're like depressed, and then in the summer you're happy. Like fall you're just like eh. And then
It's a
spring,
real thing?
yeah, it's a real thing. Yeah, some people. Honestly, I think I have it. That's why I named it that. Because if you notice I don't know if you listen to like everything like more than once, but like a lot of the album is like it goes from like depressed to like happy to like kind of uplifting. Like it's in between. It's
Yeah.
got all these different emotions. So that's why I named it that, because that's kind of what I've been going through.
That's
you know.
what you were going
yeah.
through,
So
yeah.
all these different emotions that I had. So yeah, that's what SAD means.
No, yeah, when I was listening to it, it sounds like a really like, I want to say personal album. I
Yeah.
feel like you put like a lot of thoughts into it that you've been bottling up for a while.
Yeah, bro.
But I was thinking maybe he's putting this like into music because he feels more comfortable speaking into this than like rather just speaking into somebody else.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely did feel more comfortable speaking about it through, music and stuff. And it was really therapeutic for me because I got a lot of shit off my chest,
Yeah.
It helped me out a lot.
Yeah, it must be a form of therapy. Yeah, just like you getting
Yeah.
weight off your shoulder. Even like we're in your studio, but I mean, let's say if you're the only one here, it feels like you just took it off your chest, even though nobody else is
Yeah,
in here.
exactly. Yeah, and in a way, it feels like I'm talking to someone,
Yeah.
because I know there's someone out there listening.
There,
to this
yeah,
album, and
you got a bunch of people listening
they
to
feel
it.
me, So yeah, it does feel kind of therapeutic. I remember watching an interview with I think it was Kendrick Lamar, and he was talking about To Pimp a Butterfly, and he was saying that something about how like when he was making that album, it felt therapeutic to him because like all these emotions that he had bottled up, like he just let them out
Mm-hmm.
in his music, and it helped him out. So when I heard that, it kind of made me, it kind of inspired me to like, you know what, maybe I should make some music like this, where it kind of helps me get this stuff off my chest.
And by your name 7, is that like your favorite number?
Uh,
or is there a reason?
I get a lot of people that ask me that. These guys used to ask me that shit all the time. Yeah,
That's the favorite
it
color.
is my favorite color too.
Because I mean, I think I got a favorite number. It's 12. I don't know why. It's just 12.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You know what? There's a big ass meaning behind it. I know these guys are gonna laugh at me or some shit if I say it, but so basically, For starters, I was born on November 7th, so like
Okay.
that's one thing, and I was born at 7:30 a.m. So that's a
That's already
starter
two
right there.
Yeah.
But basically, I see the number 7 like everywhere I go, like whether it's on a license plate or in a calculator, like even a check or some shit. Like I see it everywhere. So, so basically, yeah, I see it everywhere and stuff. And I remember I going on Google one time and I was like, yo, what does it mean to see this number? And like I did some research, and I guess in the spiritual world, it has to do with your guardian angels. So like if you see that number everywhere, it's like your guardian angels telling you like, okay, you're on the right path in life. So like if I'm on the freeway and I'm like, if I see a license plate like that, it's like basically them saying like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be here at this time in your life. Like,
What?
yeah. So like that's when I found that out, I was like, yo, this is like a deep ass meaning behind this number. So like, yeah, I just figured, you know what, I'm gonna go by 7. So
So the whole guardian angel thing, would you say you're religious or no?
I am religious. Okay, look, here's the thing, bro. I'm like in between. There's some times where like I'm like kind of like mixed emotions.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, maybe is there really a God?
Yeah.
Like I do ask myself that every time. But with my family and stuff, they're like they're not real religious, but they do push me to like like, hey, maybe you should believe in God and all this stuff.
Mhm.
So like I do go to church and stuff, and I try to keep faith in that, But at the same time, with all these different things going on, like you see it in music too, like all this like devil shit and stuff like that. So when I see all that stuff, it kind of just has me like confused, like, okay, well, is there really a God or is there not a God? I'm like really lost, So yeah, like I can't say I'm a really religious person, but I do believe in God, and
That there is a God.
yeah,
out there,
that there is a God out there, yeah. So but yeah, like I get why you're asking that because of the the spiritual thing and stuff like that too, yeah.
No, definitely. I was just having like that. I was having like a conversation with myself. Like I think it was like yesterday. Because when I was little, like my mom would always take me to church. I don't go to church as often as I do anymore. Because I mean, I just grew up, and it's like you grow up and you make your own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm thinking like, damn, like my mom used to tell me all the time like, oh, I have like a guardian angel or some shit. And I'm like, bro, like.
Yeah, bro.
I wonder how they look like. You feel me? Like they're a boy or is it a girl? Like,
yeah.
But like, no, like the whole like religious thing and everything. I mean, I wouldn't say like I'm the most religious person. I do believe there is like a God out there. I do like be praying like every night. But do I go to church as often as I would like to? No. But I mean, that's just like that's my faith. I mean, how am I gonna make excuses? Like, oh, I would, but. Oh, you see, I'm trying to, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel
there ain't no excuse. Like, you just do it or you don't. So it's like something I'm just trying to get back into.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I was having a conversation with my friend, and he says, I asked him if he believes in the God, and he said he don't know because he said he feels like a lot of people believe in the God just in case if there really is a devil.
Oh, and
you
then
know
if
what I mean?
die, it's like,
like they don't want to like go
to
down.
heaven.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
So it's like he's thinking like some people would probably like believe in God because they're scared.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
I feel
and so
you.
like when I was like a senior when he said that shit, I was like, bro, I was like woke.
Yeah.
Like I was like, damn, this shit wild. But I don't know, dude. I mean, like, do I think there's a God? I mean, I'm pretty sure there is, but I mean, it's just faith, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I have thought about that too. Like I'm like, okay, well, like maybe if I do believe in him, maybe like if I die, I go to heaven or something.
Yeah.
So like I'm not gonna just front with you and be like, oh yeah, like that's. It's normal, bro. It's life, people.
I mean, yeah, you just question shit, especially like at this time, like in our age.
Yeah, bro, definitely
like,
at this time in your age. Yeah, because I remember back in high school, like, shit, bro. Like even my senior year, I was never like, oh, is there really a God and all this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just like going with the flow and stuff. Yeah. But as you get older and things start happening, like you have friends around you that pass and stuff like that, and you just kind of get like real personal with yourself.
And that's something you spoke on the album too, no? I could have. I was listening to earlier today.
It was on Death Anthem. I spoke. I had a friend named Rebecca. She was in my class my junior year. We didn't really talk that much.
Yeah.
But I'd see her around school and stuff. She was a really good person, bro. Like she was always like happy and stuff. She was always like out there for people. She was always helping people and stuff. And just this past January, we got the news that she got in a car accident. I guess she was on her way home from school one night, and some like lady was driving or something, and she was drunk, and she had her 2 kids in the car, and she hit my friend's car, and my friend died on impact, but the lady didn't pass, and her kids didn't pass either. So that kind of made me question stuff too, you know, like
Yeah.
why did my friend pass? And I think it was like 4 days before her birthday that she passed.
That's terrible. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you just hear stuff like that. It's kind of like I know she'd be like why her? Because I'm sure she was like a good person, and then but it's just unfortunate, bro. Like, you just never know like when someone's gonna go.
Yeah, bro, you
And
never
it
know
could be like the
when.
nicest person in the world, bro, and like
Yeah,
they get like the short end of the stick, and
yeah, bro.
it's just wild. That reminds me of this one story. I think it was like I think it was like a few weeks ago. This dude, he was a mailman, and I think he picked up like an extra shift, you know, just like make some extra money for like the holiday and shit. And then when he was like delivering his route, he got hit by it was a car accident, not an impact.
Damn, bro.
I thought that was crazy, bro. Like he was doing it for a good deed, and then like that the worst should happen to him. Like
Yeah, bro.
it's crazy.
And
dude.
that kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier about the number 7. That it kind of makes me feel like a little bit, I wouldn't say at ease, but it kind of helps me a little bit because, you know, there's times where I do be like, I'll be driving on the freeway and I'll be like, damn, like something could happen right now and I could die, you know?
I think I've been thinking about that lately too. I don't know why.
So I do be thinking about them sometimes. So when I see that number, it's kind of like
A little reassurance.
a little, yeah, like a little reassurance, like, you know, like maybe I am on the right path right now,
Yeah.
you know, like maybe I'm supposed to be here at this time, you know. And even if, you know, maybe that number could mean like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be here right now because you're gonna die, you know. But just knowing that they're watching me, you know,
Yeah.
or you know, that's how I feel. But
Yeah, that thing where you said like on the right path. I mean, like, I think that caused to a lot of us, caused to me especially, because there's so many times where like I knew what I was doing was wrong, bro. Like I even had like that gut feeling,
Yeah.
and then like
you have that like guilt. In you.
yeah, I had that guilt, and then like worst case scenario happened, like I'm so fucked, bro, and I just think like, damn, bro, I could have been at home just relaxing, bro. I could have just been chilling like in my room, and like
Yeah, bro.
now I'm here, bro. Like I got pulled over by a cop, bro. Like, you know, all this bullshit. Like my mom got to scoop me up. I'm like, bro, like this shit could have been way more smooth if I just stayed home, bro. So
Yeah,
like
bro,
I feel you, and I know what you right path. And so your
Yeah,
album
man.
SAD, who produced it?
I produced just about everything.
Nearly the whole thing.
Yeah, nearly everything. I had some help from these guys right here, Zarek and Ant.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so most of it was about 80%. I have a homie from a group called Home Trees out in Colorado. His name is he goes by Javon now, but at the time he was going by Lev Gypsy.
Yeah.
And he produced it was Death Anthem, Sin, and I believe it was called No Hope off of the one with Square One. So yeah, so he did those 3, but I did about, you know, just about everything. I mixed everything. I recorded everything myself. Yeah, dude, I did everything on my own.
Yeah, I think there's I think it's crazy because like so many people want to be like, if they can't be like rappers, they want to be producers. So like they want like they want like be involved in some way. But
Yeah,
I just think a lot of people do not know like how hard and tedious producing is.
bro, it's
Like to me, I think that takes way more skill than to be a rapper.
it's difficult, bro.
Like you got to know everything.
And-
you got to make a beat, a sound just like from scratch.
Mhm.
Like
and like honestly, with when I was making SAD, I had a lot of self-doubt, you know. So like making this album, it was really difficult. I was doing, you know, production, I was writing, I was mixing and mastering everything. And then like, you know, I was on my own. I wasn't even a part of No Room for Us at the time.
Yeah.
So it was just me. And I spent like about a year just making the album. So it was really difficult having it just be on my own, you know, and like not having any help.
any help, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure you could always. There's sometimes like you said that self-doubt. And like you
Yeah.
need someone like, well, you don't need, but like having someone's opinion would kind of come in handy.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, but since it's just you, like it's all you right there.
Yeah, it's
so
difficult,
it's
bro.
like a lot of
I'd
pressure.
be sitting in my room, bro, because I made everything in my room.
Yeah.
And I had my microphone in my closet, and I'd be sitting right there in front of my computer, and I'd make a beat, I write it, I record it or whatever, and I would listen to it maybe about like 4 or 5 times, and then after a while, I'd be like, this shit's whack, bro.
How long you been doing this? Finally, like making beats,
and
writing
stuff?
music, all that.
So, I've always been into music, bro. Like, ever since I was little, my mom, she always used to play a bunch of different it was like really diverse and versatile music. And like she's from Mexico, so she would always play like a bunch of like Spanish rock or like indie like the Smiths or
Yeah.
The Cure and stuff like that. So I grew up on rock first, but like in middle school I started getting into hip hop a little bit. I found out about it wasn't even middle school, it was elementary school. In elementary school I got into Tyler the Creator, bro, like 2010.
Yeah.
And I found out about his mixtape Bastard, and then from there I found out about Odd Future and stuff. And that kind of introduced me to hip hop because it sounded really different to me, you know.
Yeah.
So so I started listening to a lot of hip hop and stuff, and then I think in middle school is when I was like, you know what, I want to produce. Like
Mhm.
Tyler inspired me to produce
Yeah.
and stuff. So I got into production my junior year of high school. It was like 2016. And then I was making beats on, GarageBand on the iPhone.
Yeah.
I was making beats on GarageBand, bro. And I would show my friends. I'll be like, look, I made this beat. And they'll be like, oh, that shit hot or whatever. And I'll be like, yeah, man, thanks. And
You fuck with it, huh?
And then after a while, I got into FL Studio, and I was making beats on there. And I had one of my friend's cousins. His name is Joey Brooks. He's locked up right now, but at the time, he was like one of the first people to tell me like, bro, like you could do this producing shit. Like you got something that other people don't. And I was like, man, thank you. So like, I hopped into the studio with him, and I was making beats for him. And that kind of inspired me to like, you know what, like maybe I should do this music shit. Because at the time I was playing baseball, bro. I was playing varsity baseball, and I was trying to play in college. So like,
was that like the original plan?
That was the original plan, bro. The original plan when I went into high school, I was gonna play baseball, and then try and get a scholarship to play in college. Because family or baseball runs in the family, like it's in the blood.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was the original plan, but music came in and just kind of took over.
Yeah. So
actually got the best of me, bro.
So baseball quiet right now.
Yeah, bro. So I got into that. So yeah, my homie told me, he was like, yeah, like take this shit seriously and stuff. So I did, and that was like December of 2016 was when I started, like actually making beats and stuff. And then I didn't start writing and stuff, like rapping and all that, until like maybe like February of 2017.
So last year.
Yeah, so just yeah, it's been over a year, almost 2 years. So it hasn't been that long, bro. Like,
but like this whole music journey, like that was just rapping. But I mean, like music wise, like it's been like a long
yeah,
journey.
It's been a long,
and
long time.
It's still like you're still barely starting, so it's like it's like kind of the beginning of many more.
Yeah, I'm still really fresh at this. So
how does it feel like you have like a project underneath your belt, like something you could claim like that's all you're right there?
You know what? When I first started making beats and stuff, I was dropping like these old beat tapes and stuff. They were really trash, by the way. They were really bad. But I was dropping these beat tapes and stuff, and then when I did this album, when I was working on this album, I was trying to get shit off my chest, and I wanted to make this one count because it's my first album, my first mixtape. So I wanted to make it count, and just having this album, it makes me feel good, especially knowing that I did like all of the work pretty much, So yeah, it feels really good to know that I did this. And
out of all the songs, it's how many songs are there? 14, right?
It's 14.
14.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which song is your favorite?
You know what, bro? It's really difficult, man. Cause like one day I'll be like, oh, I like this one, and
so
then,
it changes.
I'll be feeling another one, like, cause it's all these different emotions, So like,
and you go through different emotions every single day.
Yeah, bro. So like it's difficult, but like I think my favorite one is What's My Place, just because I got so personal with that one, and like that shit is just hard, bro. Like you could listen to that at any time, pretty much. What's
My Place? Yeah, that's yours. I'll say mine has to be Lost, because it was just so. I was just like, I was in the car, but I was like, oh, like when you sent me the album, I was like, oh fuck it, like I'll play it. So I was blowing that shit in my car, and then I was going through a bunch of songs, and then I was like, damn, this shit really gets my attention, because you were talking about you would like just be in class, but you don't give a fuck like what's going on. It's because like they're teaching you something that you don't really care about. You rather be out of that class making beats or like doing something they actually love, instead of being confused by whatever the teacher's telling you.
It's real shit though, bro. Because like in school, bro, like I don't feel like I belong there. Like I'll be telling my mom and my dad all the time, like I don't want to be in school. Like this isn't for me. Like,
how long have you felt like that for since you were in high school?
I didn't start feeling like that well, I mean, shit, I never liked school, bro. Like, I never liked school, but I pushed through it, especially since I was playing baseball. I pushed through it because, that was my motivation, But once this music shit came in, like, I started focusing more on that, and I felt like school wasn't necessary for music, Like, there wasn't really... I could learn everything on YouTube if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So like I was doing music and stuff, and school was like not really for me. So that's why I say like I'd rather be making beats than be in class. It's true, bro. Like I don't want to be in class. Like that shit just sucks.
It's crazy because like when your mind is on something else, like such as making beats, like the last place you want to be is in class. Like you're not even gonna pay attention, bro. It's like when the teacher's like trying to spit at you.
I remember my first semester of college, bro. Like I was sitting in my business class. and she was like talking about like, oh, like you could start your business and all this stuff. Like it was intro to business, so she was teaching us like all the basics and stuff. And I remember like her saying that, and I just be daydreaming in there like, man, instead of being in this class, I could be starting my business right now. Like,
Exactly.
you know,
I've heard a lot of people say that when I was my first semester of college. I had this one friend, and he was all about like making a business and everything. And then I was like, well, why don't you just like take like a business class to like learn a little more? Like, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna make you like no Bill Gates or anything. But I was like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like they could teach you like a few things here and there. He was like, nah, bro. He's like, nah, fuck that. He's like, all the successful people never take a business class in college. Why am I gonna do that? Like,
Yeah.
gonna have they do it? And I was like, all right, well,
Yeah, bro.
I mean, you know, it's like whatever. But with that being said, like, you feel like school is not for you. Like, do you feel like it's kind of like a waste, or would you say it's overrated?
I wouldn't say it's a waste. I would say it's overrated just because everybody believes that school is the only way out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that everybody just assumes like, okay, if you go to school, like you're gonna be automatically successful, which is not true because people graduate from college and they still
can't find a job, or
yeah.
sometimes they do find a job, they're paying nearly the same as what they would a minimum wage.
Yeah, man.
Like
yeah.
I believe EMTs, I think rather like 14, 15, and then like
for real.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's not that much, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So there's places, bro. There's some warehouses that hire you for like. I think Amazon's doing 15 right now.
Bro.
So I'm like,
I'm making like just around that.
Around there, right? Yeah. So am I.
Bro, like,
yeah. So am I. So, just like stuff like hearing stuff like that, like it's like a little turn off. But I'm sure, like if you want to be like a doctor, you want to be like an engineer or something like that. Then of course,
that's
like
the only way.
You got no choice, bro. You got to do that shit.
It's just based on like your career, you know? Because like I said, school is not necessary for that, you know?
Exactly.
So,
no, I felt discouraged to go to school because I was nearly done too. But I remember just like I was beginning to like start fucking with podcasting. Like it was like an idea at the time. I remember one time I was going to Spanish class and I legit didn't. There was nothing I could gain from it. You know what I mean? I was like, for one, and then like I was walking up the stairs. It was like in the second floor, and I walked midway up the stairs, and I just turned around, and walked back. I was like, "Fuck, I'm going back to my house. I gotta I'm trying to like do this podcast shit, bro. Like I don't like this shit ain't gonna like propel me to do anything with it." And so, I mean, it just all depends on like it just all depends on like what you're trying to shoot for, and then school ain't for everybody either. I mean,
yeah, bro, school is not like I support that 100%. Like school is not for everyone.
Yeah. So. Out of the songs in the album, which one would you say the fans gravitate to the most?
Gravitate to the most. You mean lyrically, or you mean like production wise, or you just mean everything in general? Like,
everything.
I've had a lot of people tell me that "What's My Place" is their favorite, just because I got so personal with it. But I've had people tell me that "Paradise" is their favorite, or "Ride or Die." Because the vibe it gives off, those guitars and the saxophones and stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, those I feel like those songs, just because they sound more, I guess up to date, if you could say. You know, a lot of the other beats are real like on some like 90s shit.
I was gonna mention that it like a lot of the production I was hearing, it sound like it was from like the early 90s, in my opinion. Like, with like the saxophones, like the jazz theme and everything, it just sounded like pretty ill. And I was like, you're gonna hear that shit too much off, so it caught my attention more.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely. I think "What's My Place" probably gravitates the most though, just because I got so personal and it sounds real modern and stuff. So
the first time I heard you, it was on Drakar's album "Bad for Your Health," but you made like a little cameo in it.
The little skit.
Yeah, and you said You don't want to die. You don't want to leave this earth without doing what you love to do.
Yeah, bro. I don't.
Would you say what you love to do is making music, or what is it?
Definitely, bro. I think just the art form of music. I feel like it inspires me, because there's a lot of artists out here who are like, I guess you could say they don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists who think they're just in it for the money and stuff. But I take it very seriously, and I feel like it's a way of expressing myself,
So right now you're not even like tripping about the money or anything.
I'm not, bro. Money is not. It's
not the drive for you.
It's not the drive. No, it's not. And I've had a lot of people tell me too, like, cause like I make beats and then like I do photography, videography and stuff. So like some people tell me like, oh, like are you making money and stuff? And like I'll be like, nah, man. Like sometimes I'm not making money, But it's alright. It takes money to make money,
Yeah, definitely.
So like I'm not worried about the money right now. Like I understand that I gotta eat, but sometimes you gotta work for that shit.
Yeah, I think it's cool because I feel like you give off that vibe right now. It's kind of like you're thinking like longevity, like if you're just thinking about the money, bro, I feel like you're not really gonna last, in my opinion.
And you don't love it either. If
Exactly,
you're just thinking about money.
exactly, dude. So I'm like, I feel like if you just do what you love over time, if you're consistent with it, and if you love it, you must be good at it, bro. So I'm like, over
Yeah.
time, like life's, in my opinion, life's gonna reward you. Just like,
Yeah, bro.
I think it's just like patience, and I feel like that's like what a lot of people
Definitely
lack.
patience, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie. There's times where I'll be laying down before I go to sleep, and I'll be like, oh man, when am I gonna blow up? Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know. But then I just start thinking, cause like, you gotta be patient, bro. If you're not patient, then it's like,
I mean, there are some people who are like overnight successes, but at the same time, it's rare that you see them last. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
definitely, bro.
Like just as quick as they come is just as quick as they could go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like the longer you work for it, the longer it can last.
Yeah,
for you.
bro. I saw a quote that said it takes 10 years to get that 1 year success sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's true, bro. It does take.
And it's crazy because I feel like some people they give up like at the 9 year, when really they just
Yeah,
have one
bro.
more year to go, bro.
Even
And
if it's
then-
like one more month, bro.
exactly, and
yeah,
they just gave up right at the very end before they knew they were about to make it.
Yep. That's crazy, bro.
And so speaking of Jakar, you guys got a few songs together, and then he's featured on the album also.
Oh, yeah.
I always see you guys like hanging out like a lot. Would you say there's like a good chemistry? You guys bring the best out of each other.
You know what, man? I think it's all of us, bro. It's not just Jakar. It's my homie Zarek, my homie Ant,
Mm-hmm.
Cam, Rudy. We're all part of No Room for Us.
Is that
You
guys
know,
like group?
That's our collective, yeah.
Okay.
So they brought me into it just in February, but like I've known who Garrett was since Garrett Jakar.
Since ninth grade, right?
Yeah, since I was in 9th grade, he was a senior.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I've known about them and stuff. So when they brought me into the group, I started hanging out with everyone more. You know, because when I told you I was on my own, I was doing it on my own, bro. Like I was doing everything on my own. But when they brought me in, like I've started, you know, having a team around me that could, you know, help and build me.
How did you meet him? How did you like without like, yeah.
What do you mean? Like, how did I meet everybody?
Like,
or?
yeah.
Okay. Well, I remember going on Jakar's live on Instagram one day. He was here, and he was making a beat for Bad for Your Health, and I remember commenting on the live. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy. Like, this is nice."
Yeah.
Because I've always supported him and stuff, and then he just said, he's like, "Yo, actually, I meant to ask you. I need you for a skit for Bad for Your Health." He's like, "Can you come through one of these days?" And I was like, yeah, man, like, sure. So, like, a few days later, he hit me up, and he sent me the Addy and stuff. I came through. We got the skit down. Ant was here. I met Ant. And then, I don't know what happened, but after a while, like, I met Zarek. And then...
And you slowly started meeting everybody else.
Yeah, I started meeting everybody else. But, like, I would come around. Like, Ant told me one time, he was like, hey, man, like, if you ever need a place to record, like, you know, just come through. Like, we're your family pretty much. And I was like, damn, like, thank you. So, like, I started coming through. And, I started hanging out with everyone more. I started building like a friendship with everyone.
Yeah.
And then I think I don't know what happened, but they had a group chat, and I guess they must have been talking about me or some shit. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we want you as part of the team." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "All right, yeah, I'm down." Like, fuck
That's like
it.
some dope shit, bro. That sounds like
Yeah,
some
it was weird, but at the same time, it was so sick because like I listened to these guys all of high school, so like, you know.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. It was like getting introduced like ASAP Mob or TDE or some shit. That's all I'm thinking about.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, it was, bro.
Yeah, it felt like that too,
It
right?
felt
Like damn, like I used to listen to these fools like now I'm part
dude,
of it. That's
felt
fucking
like that.
tight.
Yeah, because you know, like I said before, these guys inspired me to
Yeah.
like, make music and stuff. Like, so you know, it was crazy.
And with the song that you and Jakar have, do you ever get like, since he's been rapping for like many more years than you have,
Mhm.
did it ever feel a little intimidating to be on the same track as him?
Yes and no. It was more how do I say it? It was more motivational for me.
Mhm.
It kind of pushed me to like, okay, like, you know, I gotta do my shit on this. You know? Especially since I've only been doing it for about 2 years. Year. So yeah, it was definitely more motivational for me to be on the song with him. So I think it helped me out more.
And just backing it up a little bit, because you told me you started out producing and then like you started like actually like rapping and everything. Were you nervous to make that transition from like a producer to like a rapper?
A little bit.
I mean, you're still producing, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm like you're kind of going to like the next door lane.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. I was a little nervous at first because I didn't know where to start.
Yeah.
But there was a point where when I started producing originally, my plan was to just sell beats and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume, you know, in high school everybody wants beats or stuff because everybody makes music. So I assume, like, you know what, everyone's gonna want beats. But at the time I wasn't so good with producing because I was just starting, so people weren't really like on my shit. But you know, I was just like, well, if no one's gonna get on my stuff, like, let me try it. I was like, fuck it. So I started writing to my beats and stuff, and like I bought a microphone, I bought a little interface, and I just started learning how to record myself and mix and all that. And it took a while, but after maybe I spent like a whole summer. 2017 was when I learned how to do all that stuff. And when I made that transition, you know, it just took practice. I'm not gonna lie, like to this day I still feel like I sound like shit, but it's just that little voice in the back of my head. Yeah, like, you know. But yeah, man.
And when you're making music, are you making like, do you make all this shit sober?
Yeah, man. I don't drink.
You don't drink or don't smoke or anything? Have you ever done it?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've smoked before. I've done it, but it was definitely not for me. Well, it wasn't smoke. It was an edible. My mom's gonna hate me. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dad.
Wait, so you never smoked? We just had an edible.
I had an edible, bro. Yeah.
It never like the thought of like being high never like caught your attention, really?
You know, growing up in middle school, you know, kids are doing it all the time. Yeah. And even high school, even worse.
Especially in high school. Yeah.
There was always the kids that did it and stuff, and you know, like you never trying it, you were like, oh, well, I'm curious. Like,
curiosity, yeah.
Like, yeah. Well, this one day, bro, one of my friends, it was my junior year of high school, and one of my friends was like, I think they were doing like a security check. You know when they have the dogs come into the classrooms? So she had an edible on her. It was half of a Rice Krispie or something, and she was like, she's like, hey, like they're doing a security check in my class today. Like, can you take it? And I was like, yeah, sure, like whatever. So I put it in my backpack, and then I forgot about it. I forgot to give it back to her after school. So the next day, I was like, hey, like, I still have your Rice Krispie. She's like, oh, you can keep it. It's cool. I was like, all right, whatever. So, so that same day, it was actually a day before one of my baseball games, too. That shit was funny. But I got home that day, and then I waited until the nighttime. I was like, I'll take it before I go to sleep, you know? Well, no one told me that I wasn't supposed to eat the whole thing.
It was like a good amount. It was like pretty big.
It was a good amount of a Rice Krispie, bro. Fuck. It was a good amount. So I had like maybe a quarter of it at first, and I waited like 20 minutes, and I was like,
"This ain't do shit."
Yeah, I was like, "It's not doing nothing." I was like, "All right, whatever." So then I took another piece, and then I was like, "Still nothing." So I was like, "You know what, man? I'm hungry. I just ate the whole thing." I downed the whole thing.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, bro. So I remember I was on the phone with my friend Vivian, and I was on Snapchat or something, and I was texting her too, and it was already like maybe 10 p.m. And like I still wasn't feeling nothing, but then like I had the camera facing me on Snapchat, and I remember looking at it, and I just started laughing. And when I started laughing, I was like, "Oh, yep, this
like,
is
this
it."
Shit caught you already.
I was like,
you already knew this is it.
Yeah, but I thought that was it. I thought I was just gonna laugh.
And that was it. No, there's levels. There's
bro,
stages.
There was stages to this, bro. Like. Yeah, man, I really did start crying, bro. I really did start crying, bro. Like 15 minutes later, I felt like someone punched my leg, and my leg went numb. And then after that, my torso went numb, and then my arms, and then my head just started like vibrating a little bit. And then I started getting the shakes. I was like, I was cold, bro. And I was like, yo, what's going on? And I started having an anxiety attack, bro. I started panicking. I was like, yo, I'm gonna die. And then, like, bro, not even an hour later, like, I was laying down in bed. I had my headphones in. You ever listen to Chris Travis?
Nah.
You never heard of Chris Travis? Well, I was listening to this one song, and I had a sample by this famous saxophone player. His name was John Coltrane. Mm-hmm. And it was Staying True was a song from Chris Travis, produced by DJ Smokey, and the saxophone came in, and the beat slowed down, bro. When the beat slowed down, I was reaching for my water bottle because I was thirsty as fuck. And when the beat slowed down, I was like, going slow as fuck for the water bottle, bro. It felt like forever that I got the water bottle, but I finally got it, took a drink. I laid down, and then my face started melting, bro. That shit was
what the fuck?
that shit was insane, bro. Like I to this day I still think that shit was lace, bro. My face was fucking melting, bro. And like I thought I swallowed my tongue. Like my eye was jumping to the beat of the song. Like I was freaking out, bro. And like after that day, I was like, yo, man, this ain't for me. Because
you just had
a
super bad trip. So you're like, fuck
yeah,
this,
I had a bad trip, bro. So I was like, yeah, man, fuck this.
No, the first one I did was the edible because I was like, I just didn't want to smoke, bro. But
yeah,
I was like,
that's exactly why I didn't want to smoke.
Yeah, so I just had an edible, and then same thing. Like I took a bite. Like, oh, this ain't doing shit, bro. So like, bro, like the whole brownie, like half of my homies, I I ate like a brownie and a half, and then we were watching Interstellar, bro. You know, like where that lady's like in space.
God,
so we're chilling, out of nowhere, I was like, bro, like I just got it hit me, bro, and I'm like, I'm seeing this bitch like float like in space, bro, like by herself, like it was a trip, bro. I was like, fuck this.
Damn,
and then,
bro,
like,
that shit must have fucked your mind up,
bro. Yeah, I was gone, dude.
I was
in
confused
space.
watching that shit, dude.
So,
like,
yeah, if you're confused watching it sober, imagine that shit high. Like, fuck that.
Oh man.
No, yeah, so, yeah. I'm never much of like a smoker either. Like, I'll drink and everything, but like smoking, like, it just wasn't for me. I'll probably do like here and then, like every now and then.
Yeah.
Like, but like it's not like something like I like stay consistent on. You feel
Yeah,
me?
bro,
Like it's just
definitely.
like it just ain't for me. Like I would just
Yeah.
like drink, like be lit, I guess.
Yeah, thinking about making my music, you know, like high and stuff makes me like nah, man, I can't do that.
Like you.
yeah, I would have
do you-
fucked everything up.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask you. Do you think if you were to that shit high, you wouldn't deliver the same quality music as you did?
I probably wouldn't. I'd be real like, for one, like it enhances my anxiety, so I'd be panicking the whole time, you know. But you know, I wouldn't be able to write and stuff. So maybe the stuff would sound cool, but nah, I don't condone the use of any type of drugs, man.
Oh,
If you want, if you want to do it, go for it, bro. I support it, but just
keep that shit there.
yeah, keep that shit there, bro. Don't pass it to me, cause I won't do it.
Yeah. If you could make a song with one person in the future, who would it be with and why?
One person in the future. Does it have to be one person?
It could be a band. It could be a group.
Man. Well, shut up, Zarek. I've already done it.
What do you say?
He said me. I don't know, bro. Like, you know, Tyler, the creator, inspired me so much as a kid. So, like, I think it'd be tight as fuck to have a song with him. But I think another person that I love to have a song with would be Isaiah Rashad. Isaiah Rashad is like one of my.
That's my favorite
artists.
TD member.
Yeah, I would love to have a song with him. And
He just sounds so different. You know what I mean? From like the
Yeah,
rest of the
bro.
group, he had like his own unique sound.
I remember talking to my friend about his sound one time, and we were like, it's crazy how he like mumbles in his music, but he makes it sound so good.
You know what he's saying? Yeah.
Yeah, like have you heard that song Smile?
On what album?
Yeah, it's a single. It's not on the album.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like the
This for
Sylvia
the black,
more
this
like
for the Kevin and
this
Robin
is
and
alright.
Rakim and Tig. Yeah, so that one in the beginning he starts mumbling a little bit, and he's like kind of harmonizing at the same time, and like it just sounded so. It was so weird, but it was so good. I was like, oh man, this dude's crazy.
Mhm.
But yeah, it would either be Tyler or Isaiah Rashad. Those are my favorite artists.
Isaiah Rashad, I feel like he's definitely like underrated. I feel like this next time he's gonna drop should get him some more recognition.
Yeah.
It's just dope, like just like his own like unique sound, and like he seems like he's so much like younger than like the rest.
Everyone
like
else. Yeah, he's so like I see videos of him and like he looks so he's like a little kid in a grown man's body. Like he's
low key, yeah,
he's
you got,
like,
yeah.
like Tyler's like that too, you know. But
And you said you met Tyler before, right?
yeah, I met Tyler before. I met him when I was I met him when I was 13, bro. You know what this man said? I pulled up to his store in LA.
Was the Odd Future store at the time?
I thought at the time
Yeah.
it was on Fairfax. And this was crazy, bro, because like my mom was supposed to go to LA, and I was like, hey, take me and drop me off at the store. Like I want to go see if Tyler's there.
Yeah.
Well,
You know how rare that gotta be?
ironically, he was there,
was
you know,
there.
and it was just him. No one was at the store except him. So like he was sitting in the front of the store, and I pulled up. My mom dropped me off, and like I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I just kind of like, oh shit, like this is Tyler. Like what do I do? I was like,
Were you
fuck.
low-key like starstruck or kind of like nervous?
Yeah, at the time, bro, I was starstruck because you know, being a little kid,
Yeah.
meeting a person that inspired you, you're like, oh fuck, you know, like I was numb.
Mhm.
So I walk into the store and I'm pretending to look at clothes, like
like you about to buy some shit.
knowing that
yeah.
I went to go meet Tyler.
Yeah.
So I'm pretending to go look at the clothes and stuff, and then I walk out, and he was talking to some guy, one of his homies. And then I'm like, hey, can I get a picture with you, Tyler? Oh, no, actually, I introduced myself first. I was like, hey, my name's Alex or whatever. Like, can I get a picture with you? And then he's like, oh, yeah, what's up? And then he told me that I look like one of these guys off of a Cartoon Network. I forgot what show it was. But he said that shit, bro.
That's funny.
And
It's like a slight roast.
Yeah.
Like,
And I looked at him and I was like, hey, thanks, man. Like, I was
thanks.
like-
Coming for you. That's cool. Yeah.
So then so then I proceeded to give my friend I had an iPod at the time. I didn't have a phone, so I gave him my iPod. I was like, "Can you get a picture of me and Tyler?" And we took the picture, or whatever. Well, instead of leaving it there, being a little starstruck, childish ass kid, I continued to try and like be friends with him. So I was like,
He's like, hey, bro, you gotta go.
no, bro, I asked Tyler, I was like, what'd I say? I was like, hey, where's Earl and Taco and all them? You know what this man told me? I don't fucking know. I don't wake up next to him every fucking morning. And when he told me that shit, I was like,
Did you look at
I was
hurt?
like, oh. And I was like, fuck, dude, I was about to start crying, bro. I was like, I was like, fuck, man, he really just told me that shit.
Did he say it was smart or he said it serious?
No, he said it like real sarcastically, but aggressively at the same
Yeah.
time. And when he told me that shit, I was like, oh man, I was
Oh,
like, fuck.
okay.
So I just looked at him. I looked at him and I was like, all right, man, well, I'm gonna go now. I was like,
He like you wanted to cry.
yeah, bro. I was like, and then I remember the whole way home, I was listening to, I think it was Casey Veggies, and like I had my iPod on shuffle. Every time a Tyler song would come on, I just skipped that shit.
You
Like,
scared? Were you looking hurt?
I was low-key hurt, bro. I was
Yeah.
like, man, this man just crushed my dreams. And, but yeah, man. Like after a while, like I ended up running into him again at Flogna.
And how old were you at this time?
I was like 17.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually like last year. And I ran into him and stuff, and then like he recognized me and all this stuff, and yeah, man, we just kind of chopped it up for a little bit. But
That must have been crazy how you recognized.
yeah,
him.
it was kind of weird.
Like
yeah.
you like within like this 4-year gap. I'm pretty sure you met so many more people. Like, but you recognized me. Like,
yeah,
that's
it was
wild.
kind of weird. Yeah, so he recognized me and stuff, and then yeah, like I tried to like keep it real simple this time because I learned from my
Okay,
mistake.
yeah, you learned from your mistake the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was real brief too, cause like we were at the front of one of the. It was during Playboy Cardi set, and we were at the front, and then yeah, he was like, oh no, I told him I was like, hey Tyler, and then he kind of looked at me. He's like, oh shit, he had his camera out, and he kind of recognized me and stuff, and then yeah, so yeah, it was
That must have been
weird.
wild. Yeah,
Yeah, it
and
was-
then, which is about starstruck because I mean, like, I go to like a lot of concerts here and there, and
Mhm.
then so I went to go see Playboy Cardi perform in LA. It was not Flogging Out. It was like, and somewhere like in July.
Was it the Double XL?
No. This was he was on the Die Lit tour, and then
Okay.
he was performing at the Shrine,
Mhm.
and he was like, "I'm gonna bring somebody out right now, this and that."
Oh,
And
he
I was
brought
like,
Tyler
bro,
out,
yeah, and he
huh?
brought Tyler the Creator out, bro.
Yeah.
And I've seen
Saw the video.
a lot of like celebrities. I've seen like a lot of people and everything, but like, I can't remember the last time I got starstruck like that. Because
You saw
like
Tyler,
seeing,
you were like-
I'm not even like the biggest Tyler fan really, but I mean
Mhm.
like someone like I grew up like in high school like knowing who he was. Like I would like watch his shows and all that shit.
Yeah, bro.
And like this dude just like so iconic. So I'm like, bro, like this was
Yeah.
right in front of me. Like he legit acted the way how like I thought he was gonna act.
Yeah,
And so I
bro,
thought
he's-
that shit was more
He's
cool.
a
So I was
fucking
like,
goof, bro.
damn, like yeah, this was like yeah. And then he was like, he was weird, but he was like polite at the same time. Like it was like, but it was like he's like an enigma, bro. Like you don't even know what he is. Like he's just all over. He's like the wild card. So like, and he was just like that, bro. Like Playboy Cardi, he was like there chilling on the floor, and he was like, "What the fuck you doing?" And like get up,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh shit!" Like, and the Playboy Cardi's like, I'm pulling it, like playing it off all cool, like.
Yeah, I
And
remember when ASAP Rocky came out for Flogna, like they were just being like the two best friends, bro. They were
Isn't that
just, like,
crazy? Like
roasting each other.
yeah, like when I grew up, like I would have never expected like okay,
Tyler
ASAP
and
Rocky,
A$AP
and they,
Rocky,
like they're
yeah,
like besties,
bro.
bro.
Yeah,
Like
that was weird.
Yeah, I would have never seen that coming.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, man.
Man, so what do you have coming up soon? Do you have anything? How long has this album been out for? SAD.
It came out in July of this year, 2018. I was working on it for a while though.
You still working on that for like a year? Or like
Yeah, it was like, well, I started originally when I started working on the album, the first thing I wanted to come up with was a title, and I just thought of SAD because I knew that I was gonna get personal with it.
Mhm.
But when I came up with the title, I was like, well, like what kind of like I wanted to make it kind of weird, like an acronym, you know.
Yeah.
So I just started doing research and stuff like what would SAD stand for, and I just typed it in one time, and then seasonal affective disorder came up. So that was the start to SAD, and then I started making beats and stuff and learning how to use the microphone and all that. So I started like maybe like no, not August, like April or May of 2017. I started like the first pieces of it.
Yeah.
But with the whole self-doubt thing, it I was making
Would you
beats.
say it kind of like delayed it?
It delayed it a lot, yeah, because I wanted it to sound good first of all. It was
Yeah, of course.
my first project. So it took a while. But like the first beats that I made, like I ended up scrapping them because of that voice in the back of my head.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was making songs, and like after listening to them for a while, I was like, I could do better and all this stuff. So I would
Yeah.
scrap them and just throw them in the vault. And then when I met these guys, and Jakar brought me into the studio and he played me "Bad for Your Health," that's when I was like,
That gave you the inspiration to go back in there. And
no, like that shit just told me like my album is whack. I was
Really?
Like, yeah, that shit told me like my album is trash. Like you could do so much better. So I heard "Bad for Your Health" and I was like, fuck that. I scrapped the whole album.
wow.
And that was in February. All that work just gone. I scrapped it all. So I don't know, bro. I don't know why, man.
What? I was not expecting that. That's insane.
Yeah, bro. So I scrapped it all, bro. I was like, fuck that. So I went back in. I remember hitting up Zarek, and I was like, hey man, like I need a beat from you and stuff. So I came over one time and he showed me some beats, and it was the beat for "What's My Place."
Mhm.
Him and Ant had done it. So like that was like, yeah, it was like the first stage is just gone. So it was like levels to this shit. Like it was
Yeah.
like, beats, gone. Vocals, gone. Full song, gone. And then,
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's actually
bro.
that. I ain't gonna lie.
So-
That's like a pretty incredible story.
So check this out, man. Like SAD is actually, let's see, it was February. SAD was actually made in 4 months. If you like really want to be like technical about it, it was actually made in 4 months because I scrapped the whole thing.
yeah.
So like everything was, it was kind of like the inspiration it was there. I was there at the right time, and that kind of goes back to the same thing. Like you're at the right point in your life,
Mhm.
like. So that's what happened
When
with SAD.
when you heard "Bad for Your Health," did you even bother showing like Jakar what you were currently working on?
Yeah, I did actually. I showed him the beat for Summer 18 because I made the beat, and I came over one time and I was like, "Hey man, like I'm not putting this album out until I get a verse from you," and he was like, "Oh well, if you put it that way, like I gotta get something down." And all this
Yeah.
stuff. So I put the beat on for him, and he heard it, and as soon as that guitar sample came on, he was like, "Oh, this shit hot." He was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
And then,
I already know him. Yeah.
Yeah, so he started getting down on it. He started coming up with a melody because I wanted him on the hook, and then he ended up getting a verse on it and stuff. So that was like one of the first songs I showed him, and then I don't think I played him anything else after that. I don't think I played anyone else after that. Like I just kind of kept it to myself.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be like a surprise, like
Mhm.
in a way. So yeah, that was basically the only song I let him hear pretty much,
That's
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. I was like, oh, like that inspired you
Yeah.
to keep going. Like, nah, fuck, that inspired me to throw that shit
I
away.
threw that shit away,
Like,
bro. Yeah.
no,
man.
that's incredible. That's crazy. But I'm pretty sure like everything worked out for the best, though.
Yeah, it definitely did, bro. I'm really happy with the way it came out.
Yeah.
Like now that time has gone by, like I kind of look back at it and I'm like, oh, I should have done this, and that. But
Mhm.
at the time, I didn't know
Yeah.
how to do this, and that. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way it came out. I got a lot of good feedback from it. So
Yeah.
it helps keep me going.
One thing I've been hearing, well, I think it was since yesterday I've heard. It's kind of like staying on the same topic, a little different though. Gucci Mane was just having an interview, and like he would, the person who was interviewing him said Eminem is the king of rap, and Gucci Mane quickly disagreed, saying no, he ain't. At least not no more. What are your takes on that? Like,
What are my takes on
Yeah.
the king of rap? You know what, bro? I'm not one to say like, oh, this person's good at rap or this person's good at rap. I think everybody has their own style of music.
yeah.
So, if that's his opinion, yeah, that's.
Do you disagree with it?
Do I disagree with Eminem being the king of rap?
Yeah.
Yes, just because I never really listened to him like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was never really serious on his music. So I can't really just be like, oh yeah, like
You don't get like a solid opinion because
lyrically, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I've heard his freestyles and stuff, and like I've heard some of his music. He was ahead of his time in some of his
Mhm.
music, so like he definitely did his shit. I can't say he's the king of rap though, just because there's a lot of artists who have done.
there's a lot of new artists that come over the years
yeah,
who have like
And
been
then
going for the same throne.
sound is infinite, bro. So like anybody can make something different, and it could be even better than the last thing.
Mhm.
So it's hard to say like, okay, this person's the king of rap. It's like when people pick album of the year, sometimes like I can't have an album of the year. Like I have to have at least like a top 5 to top 10, bro. Like
I was just gonna ask you. That kind of ruins my next question.
I'm sorry, man. Nah, I could.
with 2018 coming to a wrap, and then we're like, all right, that's it. It's just like, I was like, well, that was it. That was my last question. But with
Fuck.
2018 coming to a wrap, I don't want to say what was the album of the year because I feel like that's such like a broad question. Like, in my opinion, if you were to say the album, not my favorite, but the album of the year was probably Astroworld by Travis Scott.
Astroworld, okay.
I feel like it was like the most hype.
That's in my top 10. I can agree with that.
But if you were to ask me what was my favorite album that came out this year, honestly, I feel like everybody here's gonna disagree with it. It's Die Lit by Playboi Carti.
Playboi Carti, that was your favorite?
Yeah. I
was
mean,
cool.
like, definitely it ain't like for like, you're not gonna find lyrical shit there.
yeah.
No, but like,
It's a
like,
rock star album, bro.
yeah, like you just want like that chill, like dope ass
Yeah.
production. Because I feel like that's where Playboi Carti really shines, is his production team,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's able to complement it with like his like ad libs and everything.
Yeah.
I feel like he's really doing the shit right there. So I feel like that was my favorite album that came out that year.
Yeah, there was some cool songs on that. Lean for Real.
Mm-hmm. With Skepta and everything. Yeah.
What was the one with Gunna?
No Time.
Yeah, No Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, No Time was cool. Right Now with Pierre Bourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were some cool ones.
So what would you say was your favorite album of the year?
If I had to pick any album,
or at least top three, not in order.
I think I could pick the top album, bro. If I could pick any album of 2018 that really just made me say like, wow, this is weird, it would probably be Earl's album that just came out, some rap songs. Like, a lot of people are gonna disagree with me and say like that shit was whack, he could have done better, but I think the shit that he did with that, production wise, and even like with his lyrics and stuff, it was so unexpected. People expected something like, I don't like shit, I don't go outside. I don't know if you heard that album.
Yeah.
So when he dropped this one, I think like it was so refreshing but new at the same time, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just weird, bro. So I think that was go ahead, man, go ahead.
No, go for it.
It was one of my favorite, it was my favorite album of the year, to be honest, because everything that he did with that album was so different. I remember going on Twitter and saying like it was the Mad Lib of our time, or not Mad Lib of our time, Mad Villainy of our time. You know that album with MF Doom and Mad Lib? You never heard of that?
No, I remember MF Doom, yes, but no.
I recommend that album, bro. Mad Villainy. If you ever get the chance to listen to that, listen to it.
I'll bump it on the way home.
But yeah, that's like the Mad Villainy of our time, bro. Because when Mad Villainy came out, it was like weird as fuck. Like, all the beats were all over the place. Like, production was crazy, lyrics were all over, flow was weird. And when Earl came out with this album, it kind of reminded me of that. Everything was all over the place.
Would you say it sounded really nice, or would you say it sounded like a little sloppy? Because when you say all over the place, it could mean like either or.
Mm-hmm. I say sloppy, but in a good way.
Yeah.
If you get me, he made sloppy sound good. Like he it's like, it's almost like Jay Dilla with his old beats. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you listen to Jay Dilla. Jay Dilla with his old beats. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but his hi-hats are so they're not on beat. They're not quantized. Like, they're really off and stuff. But he made it sound so good, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like Earl did the same thing with his production. Was the chops on the samples and stuff were all over, like real sloppy and stuff, like off beat. The drums were off beat. Even his flow was off beat sometimes, but he made it sound good, you know? So I feel like he did something with this one.
Like, he executed really well.
Yeah, I think 10 years from now, bro, this is gonna be one of those albums where people are gonna look back at and they're gonna be like, man, like, this was
like, we slept on this
ahead
shit.
of its time. Yeah, like, he did something with this. I think so.
What would you say?
Opinion.
What would you say was your favorite album,
Zarek?
Bro,
of the year?
I didn't listen to any music this year except mine.
Except yours? I actually like that answer. I respect it a lot.
Yeah.
Favorite song of the year? Burn Baby Burn.
He was like, any
Favorite
song made by
song
me.
of the year. Yeah, me.
You.
Fuck everybody. Fuck all them rappers.
I like that.
Fuck that rap shit. Get money, motherfucker.
Couldn't ask for anything else better, guys.
Yeah, man, that's him.
All right, so what can we expect from you in the near future?
In the near future, man, I have a lot of stuff. I can't say too much, but I have a short film coming very, very soon.
Oh, I think I've seen you post on that. Yeah.
I have a short film coming very soon. It's going to be directed by me and my homie Vic Zinner out in Colorado. I'm going to fly out to Colorado next month in January. And we're going to work on a short film. And all I could say is that it's related to what we spoke about, life and stuff. And
sounds good.
you know, so yeah,
I think that sounds dope because like more than just music, you're stepping more on like everyday life shit.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to send a message with this film. I'm trying to like open people's eyes and make them realize something. So
yeah, definitely.
Be on the lookout for that, man. And if there's anything else I can add, just I think just this tape that we're working on for No Room for Us, it's gonna be something, bro.
It's a whole tape from you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tape from us. It's still in the works. We're kind of going with the flow right now. It's kind of difficult to
But
make.
it's on the way.
Yeah, it's difficult to make time right now, but it's on the way, man. It'll be coming there. So.
And where can people find you at?
People can find me on Instagram or Twitter. On Instagram, I have 3 Instagrams. So I go by 7. That's SEV.N and the number 7. And then I have my photography, videography page. It's Flicks by Sev, FLICKSBYSEV. And then I have a clothing line called The Way I See This. It's just The Way I See This. THEWAYISEETHIS.
Thanks.
Man.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming back.
My Twitter, man.
Yeah, go for the Twitter. Yeah,
my Twitter is a little
email,
7.
all that shit. Phone
yeah,
number.
man. Snapchat. It's Lil 7, LILSEVN, and then Creations by Sev. It's just Creations by and then Sev. So.
All right,
Yeah,
so thank you so much for coming back.
thank you for having
You're like
me,
the
bro.
first returning guest on it.
I'm honored, bro.
Yeah,
thank you
bro.
so
Again,
much.
a lot of gems. All right, guys, that was it for this episode of Tongue Tied Podcast. I really appreciate you guys watching it, and tune in next time. Peace.
Yes.